What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Why? Well, members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you'll receive a notification every time that I drop a video. And you can go and check the video out and leave a comment and leave a like. If you support me and support the channel, support the Go Up movement. Let's get into it. This story takes us to Centinela State Prison, where I paroled from April 19th, 2022. Level 4, 270 at this time, still is. And I'm going to change the names here. And from now on, in fact, I'm not going to use names, period. If I cannot get a hold of the person beforehand and get their permission to use their name, then I'm not going to use their name. I am in contact with one of the people that was involved in this situation, but I didn't ask him to use his name, so I won't use it. And the others, for me, using a name makes the story, more relatable, more authentic. You can verify it. Some of y'all know the people who I'm talking about. But since it is an issue and just out of respect for everyone, I want to respect everyone's privacy. Some people don't want their name on YouTube and on the internet. Some people do. So let's just call him Active. And he was a blood. Active was a little bit shorter than myself. Active was a big dude, maybe 6'3", certainly 6'2". Short, sort of wavy hair, and always kind of had a mean mug on his face. If you didn't know him personally, you would think that he was an imposing and intimidating figure. Just like myself, people often tell me, man, you never smile. I never see you smile. Someone told me in the county jail, that's the first time I ever seen you laugh. When I laughed one time, first time I ever seen you smile. Somebody told me about a week ago, man, you never smile, never see you smile. I do smile and laugh. Probably just got to know me. But Active, you can say, sort of had that same persona. He didn't laugh a lot, didn't smile a lot around the yard. He eventually became a MAC rep. Again, a MAC rep is a representative of the incarcerated people population. We have a gripe with the police. Our water's not working, the TVs are not working in the day room, or the food is not hot in the chow hall, the police searching our cell too much, whatever. We take it to the MAC rep, he takes it to the police, and we all try to, come with a resolution for the most part. So the MAC reps, they go from building to building and get people's grievances or just convey whatever the police have to say about the program, whatever the situation. So Active, he became a MAC rep. Sometimes they're misconstrued as shot callers. They're not necessarily shot callers, though, a MAC rep. But they do have juice on the yard. Sometimes they have influence within their faction or just within that community altogether. And Active, I would say, was one of those guys that had influence. And the younger Damus, they respected Active, as did the older Damus. But I thought he had a lot of juice, because, again, his personality and his persona seemed to suggest that he was a rider. His name suggested that. And I heard nothing bad about him. And from the outside looking in, he appeared to have a lot of respect within the Damu car. And he began to do a little business. Him and I became pretty cool. He made a few transactions for me because, again, he was able to navigate and maneuver about the yard. So at nighttime, he was able to go to one building and pick up something for me, go to 2 buildings and pick up something. At this time, I was in 3 buildings. Go to 5 buildings and pick up something from so-and-so for me and bring it to me. And him and I began to build a rapport. And he began to get his hands on a few things because he was mobile and able to move around. And so he was doing a little bit of business on the yard. And one time he had did some business with some dudes from Do-Rock. And it was a few Do-Rocks on the yard. And, they were all strong and some good dudes. And Active had done business with them. Whatever the transaction was, I don't know the logistics of it because I wasn't involved. I had a lot of business of my own, and if it wasn't my business, I had a tendency to stay out of it. All the better for self-preservation. So I don't know exactly what their business was over, a phone, narcotics, etc. But the Do-Rocks, a few of them, or one of them, two of them, whatever, owed Active some money. And he wanted his money. Now, these dudes are good, solid dudes. As I said, they're stand-up gentlemen. So typically, if they had any sort of debt, they would pay it. They're not cowards, and they had their own thing going. They had money as well on the yard. But for whatever reason, Active was pressing the issue about whatever the money was. I don't know how much money it was, and again, what the money was over. So one day Active goes to their cell, and he's saying, man, what's up with the money? What's up with my bread, etc. And they're telling him, man, we going to hold on, homie, just slow your roll, because again, Active sort of has this persona around the yard that he's a strong dude, a big dude, and a rider, basically. He has a reputation, and he's not around the yard fighting. It's not like the county jail. Either you busting on somebody, essentially, or you're not. But he still has a solid reputation, and he's sort of, again, an imposing and intimidating figure. So if he's he's a big dude, and he never smiles, for the most part. So if he's at your cell, and sometimes he appears to be aggressive. And so if he's at your cell, he talks with his hands, and he's saying, woo, and he's a big dude, and he's saying, what's up with my money? Some people may take that like as a threat. But at this time, he had not necessarily threatened them. He's just being aggressive, though. They just took note of it, but didn't make an issue out of it. A couple of days later, he came back. And according to them, this time, he did threaten them. According to them, Active said, man, I need my money by Friday. Let's say he gave him a day. He said, I need my money by Friday, man. I don't be playing no games, bro. Period. I need my money by Friday, man. That's it. Straight up. Now, he never said what he would do if he did not have his money by that particular day. He did not say, by all accounts, that I need my money by Friday, and if I do not have my money by Friday, I am going to stab you. I am going to beat you down. Whatever. He never made any specific threat. He never specified what he would do if he did not have his money. He did say, however, I need my money by this particular day. Y'all know what's up with me, essentially. Man, I don't be playing. So they perceived that as a threat. Again, technically, I don't know. You all make your own opinion as to whether or not that was a threat. But again, he's a big dude, an imposing figure, an intimidating figure. And he's now frequenting their door. This is at least the third time he's come there to the door at nighttime, walking around to building as a Mac rep. And this time, he's issued this statement, which again, they interpreted as a threat. So they go to the Bloods, and they told the Bloods what had transpired there at their door. And they told them that they perceived this as a threat. Period. And again, the Crips and Bloods had already had a riot there on the yard, on C Yard by this time. And the riot had not transpired that long ago. There was not any tension there anymore. It was over with. But certainly that always plays in the background of all of these politics, the potential for violence. However, I did think that since Active was who he was, with the sort of reputation that he had and his demeanor, that he would be able to get away with it. The rules are the rules. And if you flout or transgress against one of these rules or protocols, you are supposed to be dealt with, regardless of who you are. However, there have been times where certain people have incurred favor. And, they get away with certain things that had someone else done it, they would have been smashed for it, unequivocally and rapidly. And this has happened on more than one occasion. I have people in my own car, some G homies, some big names that, they do something. No one's really going to question them on it, or certainly not going to remove them from the yard. It's just not going to happen. I mean, unless it's just something, But something like that, nothing would have happened to him, bro, basically. They'd have said, the homies would have said, no, he didn't threaten anyone. He didn't say what he was going to do. So if y'all want him off the yard, then it's just about to go up. We'd rather go up than get this person off the yard because of who this person is. I sort of thought that Active was along those lines. So I was surprised when just a couple of days later, Active returned to the building. I'm assuming thinking the same thing. I'm good. I'm Active from Won't-de-Won't. I'm a G. Everyone loves and respects me. No one's going to do anything to me. Certainly he has already gotten the word that the Crips have went to the Damus and said that they perceived his statement as a threat. And I'm sure said they want something done to him. Or the Damus just really took it upon themselves because they were strong on the yard and active and really about that life, even though they are not that deep on the yard at this time, really ever on any yard have they outnumbered the Crips on any yard have I been on. Has that ever happened? Or the county jail for that matter, anywhere. It's never happened. Yet they always stay strong and hold their own and take care of business, and they take care of business against their own if one is in violation. And again, I was just surprised because I didn't really, know if they was really going to take that as a threat themselves. When the Crips came to them and said, this is what he said, were the Damus going to say, well, the Damus or the Bloods, or they going to say, man, no, that's not a threat. We ain't finna remove him for that. But no, they said, okay, I guess whatever. They made their decision to maintain their structure and to get Active off the yard. Unbeknownst to him, and I'm sure unbeknownst to many people. And so Active came into the building. And they had just opened up the day room. And I mean, as soon as he came into the building and went on the side with the blacks, the Damus caught him over there to the corner, under the stairs, essentially. And not many words were exchanged. It was about 3 Bloods. It was going to take about 3, they may have thought, because again, the girth of this guy, a big guy. But really, one of them hit him quickly. Boom! And Active, he did swing back like one time. He was able to get in one swing, and another one came up from the side of him and clocked him. Bam! And he fell up against the door and slid down like he was on one of those rides at Magic Mountain. I said, well, what the hell? He was dazed and he slid right down, bro. He was dizzy. He was pretty much out. But they didn't stump him out or dog him out. They basically gave him a chance to get back up, though. And he got back up. He sort of got back up. But he probably should have stayed down because he got back up and they hit him, like 2 of them, with a couple more 2 pieces and dropped him. He was done. It was over. He was pretty much out. Basically, they knocked him out, bro. I'm not going to say it again that I just couldn't believe it, but a part of me really couldn't. Because, again, who he was. But at the end of the day, no one is bigger than the program. And if the Crips had taken umbrage to what he had said and perceived it as a threat and made that clear, then it was either that or it's going to go up. And so they decided it was going to be active because apparently they believed that what he had said was indeed a threat and potentially putting everyone in danger. And they decided that they wasn't going to stand for it regardless of who you are or who you think you are. And I mean, they dropped him twice. And, I was just like, wow, again, message received. Just observe and learn from someone else's mistakes as a wise man. Message received that no one is bigger than the program. You must follow the rules and the protocols at all times. Because if you do not, if you transgress, you can be good for 15 years. I've seen it happen many times over. Someone locked up for 20 years with a stand-up reputation the entire time. And then they transgress 20 years later against one rule or one protocol. And it negates and nullifies their entire 20-year stand-up history. Their reputation is now sullied and irredeemable based on one infraction after not having any infractions for 2 decades. You have to be careful and continue to run a program at all time and never rest on your laurels. Never think that your reputation is too big or that you are too big to follow the protocols that keep people safe. And if you're around here threatening people and you are an intimidating figure and they feel like you are one to stand up to that threat, to stand behind that threat, to deliver on that threat, then they're going to want you off the yard. Not out of fear, but just like, why would I want to be around someone who may make good on this threat? Yeah. Y'all get him off the yard or we going to get him off the yard because he didn't threaten me. And that's it. And they got him off the yard. Message received again. No one is bigger than the program. But you can avoid all that by following the rules and the protocols, no matter how long you've been down and who you think you are. Understanding that you're not bigger than the rules and the protocols. And we all can circumvent this sort of fate by staying free altogether, by following the rules and the protocols that we set for ourselves out here in society to maintain our freedom and our peace and to be successful. We can set rules and protocols to achieve all of this and stay the hell out of prison. Because should you go in there, this is the sort of fate that awaits you over one transgression. One possible transgression. Did he even threaten him, really? That's up for debate. Again, leave your opinion in the comments whether what he said was a threat or not. They perceived it as so, and apparently so did the Damus, because they dropped him and put him on his pockets twice. And it was a sad sight. Such a giant of a man going down, belly up, all bad. Follow the rules, people. And while you're at it, stay free, people.